greetings, Holmes. Season's greetings. Oh, are you asleep?
No, come in, come in.
Are you thinking?
Always, even when I'm sleeping.
Perhaps I interrupt you?
No, actually, I'm glad to see you. I have a case I'd like to discuss with you.
Another crime?
It's a puzzle. A striking and bizarre one, but no crime. A perfectly trivial matter, really, but no crime.
Does it have anything to do with that old hat?
Very observant, Watson, very observant. You know Commissioner Peterson, of course.
Yeah. Is this his hat?
No. He found it. The owner is unknown.
How did you get it?
He found it in the morning with the company of a good fat goose.
Where's the goose?
Right now, I assume, it is roasting on the Peterson's fire. But back to the hat. While Commissioner Peterson was coming home from a party homeward down Tottenham Court Road, when in the gaslight he saw a tall man with a slight stagger with a goose hung over his shoulder. Just then suddenly a group of young ruffians attacked him. To defend himself, he raised his cane and tried to defend himself, but it broke a store window behind him.
How unfortunate.
When Commissioner Peterson ran to his aid, he dropped the goose, his hat flew off, and he ran away.
He was probably afraid that the commissioner would arrest him for breaking the store window.
It probably did. Right now, I need to find the owner and return the hat.
Half the derelicts in London must have a hat like this. I fear this mystery will go unsolved.
Watson, there is never a case that I believe will go unsolved. Look at the band. There are the initials H.B. Henry Baker. At least that's what it says on the bird's leg.
Well,
Unfortunately, there are hundreds of Henry Bakers in London.
Well, maybe the goose didn't belong to the person who dropped it.
It probably did.
Well, neither did the hat.
It probably was.
This makes no sense.
Wait, you see an HB on the inside here.
Henry Baker.
Ah. Well then.
I'm so confused.
So how do we find the owner of the hat?
All we need to do right now is observe, my dear Watson. Observe.
What is there to observe? It's just an old black hat. The color is faded. The initials HB are starting to fade. And it's covered in spots, even though the poor fellow tried to cover it up with ink. There's nothing that this hat tells us. Or at least I can see nothing.
On the contrary, Watson, you can see everything, but you just don't know how to explain it. First of all, we know the man is intelligent.
Good heavens, Holmes. How do you know that?
A large hat means a large head with a large brain. We also know the man is prosperous. This is an expensive hat. Note the ribbed silk and the fine lining, though it's in terrible condition now. So I'm afraid that he has lost his wealth.
All excellent deductions, Holmes.
Finally, he seems to be having trouble with his wife.
I understand how you deduced his former affluence and his brains, Holmes, but how can you tell his marriage is suffering?
This hat has not been brushed for weeks. Any wife who lets her husband go out with a hat in such a state of manner should probably mean that they're having domestic problems.
Or maybe she's just
He
angry.
may be a bachelor.
More likely that he was bringing the goose home as a peace offering to his wife. Remember the note on the goose's leg.
So, how exactly, let's see, how do I put this? How do you propose we get the hat back to its owner?
He'll probably find us.
I see.
The goose, Mr. Holmes! The goose! Watson, I think our case is about to develop. Commissioner, what about the goose?
See here. See what my mom found in its crop.
By Jove, Peterson,
What's shiny?
it's a treasure.
I think it's a diamond, a precious stone. I tested it, and it cuts through glass as if it were putty.
It's not just a precious stone, it's the precious stone.
Not the Countess of Morcar's carbuncle.
Precisely. I read it in the Times that it had been stolen. The Countess is offering £1,000 reward, and that's not even the 20th of its market value.
As I recall, it was missing from the Countess's room at the Hotel Cosmopolitan.
Precisely. Ah, here it is. I marked the story. Henry Baker, a plumber, has been arrested.
You
Remember
sure?
that, Watson?
You sure it was Henry Baker? I thought it was,
It was Baker.
Mr. Horner or something?
Oh, sorry, John Horn. A plumber has been arrested. Remember that name.
I will indeed.
Anyway, while the mistress was at the hotel, there had been some difficulties with the plumbing. Mr. James Wilder, the attendant of the hotel, called John Porter to come and fix it.
I think your eyes might be failing on you because that says James Ryder.
James Ryder, sorry.
But I will still remember the name.
Anyways, James Ryder showed John Porter the Countess's room. But when he returned, Porter was gone, and the Countess's jewelry box, broken and empty, lay on the bed.
Sounds open and shut.
My dear Commissioner, nothing is open and shut.
So, how did he find the stone?
Oh, it says here that him, along with a maid, Mrs. Carter, found it in the bedroom and searched for the stone, but it was missing. They called the police, and the police completely searched the room, but it was not found.
He didn't have the jewel, of course.
Was he apprehended?
James Horner was arrested and into jail, pleading his innocence all the time.
Now what do we do about the stone?
I think we should keep it here and call the mistress. This stone, even though it's been around for 20 years, this has been the cause of 2 murders, 1 suicide, and countless robberies. I'll put it in my strong box and contact the Countess.
And what should we do?
Peterson, you should buy a goose for the one you replaced. Replace the goose with the one you eaten.
I will. It was a splendid bird. I don't think I'll find another so good.
Come, Watson. Let us wait for the developments.
Well, how are we going to catch the criminal if he doesn't know that we have the jewel, or the hat, or the goose?
Magic.
All right, Watson, you bring this to the news editor. Found on Good Street. A black felt hat and a goose. Mr. Henry Baker can receive it if he comes at 6:30 to 221 B Baker Street. That should flush him out.
Okay then. Let's go.
Come in, Watson. Come in.
I was told to bring the goose
Where is
here.
the goose?
That's what I'm wondering. Peterson. Oh, hang on a minute. Peterson told me to deliver the goose to you.
Good. Set it on the table.
Tell me, Holmes, how did you know who was knocking at the door just now?
As a trained listener, a knock is like a human voice. No two are alike. Yours is very distinctive.
No response to the ad yet, I suppose?
Not yet, but I expect a visitor will be coming in soon.
Speak of the devil. How did you know?